Prince Andrew breaks cover just days before King Charles axes his private security team. Prince Andrew was spotted in Windsor on Saturday, pausing to chat with dog walkers during his morning ride. The Duke of York, 64, drove through the grounds of Windsor Castle, smiling at members of the public from his car window. This appearance comes just days before the prince is reportedly set to lose access to his privately funded security team. Sources say King Charles no longer wishes to foot the bill for his brother's protection, which currently consists of a 10-strong team. King Charles' decision to stop funding Andrew's security is reportedly set to take effect from November. According to The Sun on Sunday, members of the prince's security team have been informed their services will no longer be needed starting next month. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. This move could be part of a tactical strategy by the king to force Andrew out of Royal Lodge, his current residence. The Duke of York lost his publicly funded protection in 2019 when he stepped down as a working royal. Since then, the late Queen privately paid for his security, an arrangement that continued after her death in 2022. However, King Charles now appears to be changing this arrangement. Prince Andrew currently resides at Royal Lodge, a £30 million property on the grounds of Windsor Castle with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson. The Duke signed a 75-year lease with the Crown Estate when he moved into Royal Lodge in 2003. This agreement included an initial payment of £1 million and a notional annual rent of £260,000. The long-term nature of this lease arrangement adds complexity to any potential plans to relocate the Duke. King Charles reportedly wishes for Andrew to move to the more modest Frogmore Cottage, a 5-bedroom property on the Windsor estate. This residence was previously occupied by Prince Harry and Meghan before their departure from the UK. The proposed relocation from Royal Lodge to Frogmore Cottage would represent a significant downsizing for the Duke of York. King Charles bestowed new title as he and Camilla wave goodbye to Samoa and head home. The King and Queen have marked the final day of their 9-day tour to Australia and Samoa. King Charles and Queen Camilla waved from the steps of a Royal Australian Air Force jet as they bade farewell to Samoa after a successful 4-day state visit. Charles, 75, and Camilla, 77, visited Siamu village earlier on Saturday morning for a farewell ceremony, and were greeted with the same wet conditions they arrived in Sydney to 8 days earlier. Their Majesties arrived at Falialo VIP Terminal, in a motorcade and briefly greeted the Deputy Prime Minister of Samoa, the Minister for Environment and Police Commissioner while sheltering under umbrellas. The Queen cautiously made her way up the steps first and turned to wave before heading in the dry. A few minutes later the King boarded the aircraft, after being joined by the Queen to wave to those gathered below. Earlier on Saturday, the King said he will always remain devoted to this part of the world as he said farewell to Samoa. Visiting a village twinned with the UK for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, Charles was honoured with the chiefly title of Toiga, o Tumua by the village's High Chief, as he and Camilla were presented with sacred kava in coconut shells with straws. "May God bless this kava," the King said as he lifted the cup and drank. The chief told Charles, "Your papa, Prince Philip, was here, so thank you for making the time. Your royal visit has lifted our house." Villages around the Samoan capital Apia are twinned with each of the 56 member states of the Commonwealth, flying the flags of the countries they have adopted, with street furniture painted in the national colours. King Charles greets the public at the Melanoma Institute Australia on October 22, 2024. "It's always a bit of shock when they tell you," he told a cancer patient at the Macmillan Cancer Centre at the University College Hospital London on April 30, according to Rebecca English of the Daily Mail. The centre is not directly involved in his care, and the King made the statement at his first outing since resuming forward-facing duties. Before the royal tour of Australia and Samoa, it was reported that King Charles would pause his ongoing treatment, thought to be weekly, during the 9-day, long-distance trip. He is reported to be travelling with 2 doctors and won't be stopping in New Zealand, a nearby Commonwealth realm, on medical advice. Queen Camilla and King Charles arrive in Apia, Samoa on October 23, 2024. After the King's poignant visit to the Melanoma Institute Australia, he and Queen Camilla stepped out in Samoa on October 23 to continue the second leg of the tour. The Australia visit was significant, as it marked the first to a Commonwealth realm since the King's accession in September 2022. They continued to Samoa for the biennial Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, which will be the King's first time attending the summit, as the head of the Commonwealth. The voluntary association of 56 nations is closely linked to the British Crown. King Charles only sorry to devastated crowds after confrontation with angry protester. King Charles and Queen Camilla were only sorry they couldn't greet more well-wishers after a royal walkabout in Australia lasted just minutes following an angry protest. As the royal couple continued their trip to Australia today, they travelled to Canberra where the King gave a speech at Government House. However, after his speech a furious Indigenous politician confronted the royal couple, and approached the stage as dumbfounded MPs and guests stood by, shouting "You are not my king." Yelling at the King and Queen as royal protection officers attempted to lead her out of the building, Senator Lydia Thorpe said, "You committed genocide against our people. Give us our land back, give us back what you stole from us. Our bones, our skulls, our babies, our people. You destroyed our lands, give us a treaty, we want a treaty in the country, you are a genocidalist. This is not your land, this is not your land, you are not my king, you are not our king." She was also heard shouting "Not my king" and "Fuck the colony" as she was led out. After the incident, a planned walkabout took place outside the Parliament building, where dozens of well-wishers had been waiting in the blazing Canberra sunshine since 8 a.m. to catch a glimpse of the King and Queen. However, the meet and greet only last a few minutes with some left devastated after the royals spent less than 10 minutes saying hello to the crowds. However, a palace source denied it had been cut short due to the commotion inside the chamber and said the schedule had been running 15 minutes over, with their majesties sorry they couldn't greet everyone. King Charles to address challenging issues in landmark Commonwealth speech. King Charles is set to address challenging issues in his landmark speech at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, in Samoa on Friday. The monarch will tackle topics such as climate change and historical legacies while paying tribute to his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her role in shaping the Commonwealth. In his first CHOGM address as head of the Commonwealth, Charles is expected to highlight the organization's ability to discuss difficult subjects with openness and respect. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.